The Welsh First Minister has called on parties to consider how politics could be made less brutal following the death of Carl Sargeant, who was found dead 4 days after being sacked as a minister over harassment allegations. Carl Jones is under huge pressure in relation to his handling of the claims and has been accused of presiding over a government in which a toxic atmosphere of fear and loathing was allowed to exist. Speaking at First Minister's Questions as the Welsh Assembly met for the first time since Sargeant's death last week, Jones said, "Do I think there are lessons for all parties to learn? There may be. Politics is a very difficult business. We know that people can be sacked from cabinets without any reason. They can find themselves in a job and then out of a job. It is in that sense a very brutal business. Perhaps as parties we should consider how to take not the edge, not the need for forensic examination, not the debate, not the scrutiny out of politics, but to see how we can make it less brutal than it is. That is something all parties may want to consider." A former special advisor and an ex-minister have claimed there was a toxic atmosphere in the Welsh government that undermined Sargeant. Jones said, "I invite people to come forward with any concerns they have." The First Minister also flagged up the possibility of the findings of an inquiry he has ordered being produced before the full inquest into Sargeant's death takes place. Jones said he wanted to find out whether the coroner wished to see the results before the inquest. Before the questions session, members from across the political divide paid tribute to Sargeant, depicting him as an authentic politician who never forgot his working-class roots and campaigned against violence to women, homelessness and modern slavery. There were also moments of humor, with friends remembering how Sarge took up crochet to while away long train journeys around Wales and attracted curious looks as he produced dainty pink baby bonnets. Jones said Sargeant's family had suffered an unbearable loss and a deep trauma. "I can't begin to imagine what they are going through." The First Minister said Sargeant was well liked, jovial and fun, but committed and firm. He said he was the best heckler in the Assembly, but was always witty and never nasty. A fellow cabinet member, Leslie Griffiths, said her friend had a beautiful, sensitive and vulnerable soul. Griffiths said Sargeant nicknamed her mother, but I know he loved me as a sister. Members recalled how Sargeant always wanted to be called Carl rather than Minister, and loved to sit with Assembly catering staff, security guards and drivers. The Labour Assembly member Ken Skates said, "If there is to be a lasting legacy to Carl, it should be that we should all show a bit more love and care for one another. We should be kinder and more respectful to one another, not just here but across society, to change our culture for the better." Addressing Sargeant directly, he said, "There is only one more door you must knock on, but on behalf of all those whose doors were opened and whose hearts were open to you, you take care." Describing herself as a proud feminist, the Labour Mriau Passmore said Sargeant was a champion of equality and women's rights.